Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Check them out for all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Judgment card. Okay, so the Judgment card has been very active so far this week in across the board in readings, whether as the key to the week or in readings, which means in some way, shape or form there is going to be a big shift on the wider world stage. There'll be some kind of big change or some kind of big resurgence that takes place. So it'll be interesting to see what this is on that micro or macrocosmic level for all of us. On a personal level though, the Judgment card is basically saying that in all of these different areas of life, you are about to have a big blast from the past, but this blast from the past is actually going to serve to elevate you or to push you forward in some way, shape or form. For your actions and options this week, you have the Eight of Swords. So this week with the Judgment card, one of the ways that this might show up for you is you realize very quickly that you are in a self-imposed funk. And once you realize this, it's like you're able to snap out of it really quickly. It's like almost like you say to yourself, okay, this is coming from ... Now, the other thing is as well, whatever you are initiating into the world, this is something that you need to be really clear about, Virgo. Whatever you are initiating into the world, whatever you're setting into motion this week, it's going to be something that you are tied to for a long time to come. So whatever this is, you need to know you're going to have to be in it for the long haul. All right. Now, this could be a really profoundly good thing. If you're launching something that you want to last a long time, this could be great. But if this is something that you're a bit iffy about or not really prepared for, just know that it's probably going to be with you for a while. So think twice about it. When it comes to the options that are available to you, the option to really hold fast is what the one that's being presented. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Chariot card. So this is nice, right? The Chariot card is victory and success, which means a conversation that you have this week leads to some kind of big change, leads to some kind of big shift in your world or in your experience. Now, the other thing with so in this deck it's called the Battle Wagon, but this is the Chariot. When it comes to the quality of conversation that you're having, there's going to be a lot of back and forth this week. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of information flying backwards and forwards. And with the Judgment card, a lot of the conversations that you have will have a finality about them. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this is going to be, maybe this is that first week back for you, first week back to school, first week back to uni, all of that kind of stuff. Things are going to move fast. And it looks like maybe this is speaking to a lot of you who are in your second year. Maybe this is speaking to those of you that are in your first year. You're going to realize this is a hit the ground running week. There's not going to be any of this we'll ease you in. It kind of goes straight in at it. So be prepared for that. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is a success or a point at which you reach something that you've been waiting for or working towards for a long time to come. This might be something that you've put a lot of time and effort into, maybe something that you thought, I'll never see the end of this. And yet this week there is a breakthrough. You see something finally come to light. I will say, when this happens, it doesn't mean that you can take your foot off the pedal. There's still stuff to be done, so keep that in mind. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, you're changing the path or the track of your business. Wherever you're going, it will be going in a very different direction from here on out. And honestly, I actually think this could be very good for you because whatever it is, it kind of sets you apart in some way. So yeah, I really like that. Then when it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, this is a literal trip down memory lane, right? So what's funny is that that combination, the Chariot and the Judgment card, it's come up already. And what I said for that sign, I think it was Gemini, I can't remember. What I said for them was like, this is a literal trip down memory lane, like you going back to a place that you used to live, that you used to work, interacting with people that you used to live with or live around, all of that kind of stuff. For your love and relations, look at that. You've got, so this card in this deck, it's called the Harvest, but this is also the Judgment card, right? So for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, there are messages coming back into your world about your relationship. So where you guys have done a lot of hard work on the relationship, where you've really done the work around being in the commitment or working on the commitment in a way that is strong, you know, and to keep it strong and to keep it fresh and all of that kind of stuff, where you've worked through your stuff as a couple, this is where you're going to see potentially some very good results. It's also possible for a very select few of you that even though things are not necessarily bad, that you have just reached a place where you feel ready, like to say, actually, you know what, this isn't for me. I think there's going to be a lot of decisions made around relationships this week for a lot of people. I really do feel that. Now, when it comes to those of you that are single and looking, what's really interesting about this is it suggests that there is going to be a partner or a potential partner that comes in that completely rocks your world this week. But even though it's someone new, there's something old about them. Now, this could be that you've known them in a past life. Maybe they just feel really familiar to you. It could be that they make you feel safe and comfortable, and maybe you only feel safe and comfortable around people that you already know. But it is also possible that you actually do know this person, and through conversation and interaction, you come to realize that, oh my God, like, I do know you, like we went to the same school, or actually your brother was in my year, or, you know, at school, or actually, you know, didn't you live like a few doors down on the street that I grew up on, or do you know what I mean? Like there's some past, like really deep past connection between you that at the time of meeting you probably won't realize until you've had the conversation, and then it comes out. For your money and materials, you've got the 10 of Wands. Before we get into that, I do want to remind you, this is it. All right, I've been talking about it. This is the last week. If you haven't signed up for a membership, you can still do so. You can do so on the link in the description box below. Truthfully speaking, you can sign up for the memberships anytime. But if you want to keep getting these weeklies, plus some of the new stuff that I'll be bringing, you will have to be a member as of next week, right? So this is the last week that these will be open to the general public. There are going to be other types of content that I bring to the channel, but it won't be in this format, all right? So that's something that I want you to be fully aware of and prepared for. I've been talking about it for a month. This is that moment. If you haven't got your membership, you won't be getting these weeklies as of next week. Now, with that said, they're $8.99 a pop. You get all of your weeklies, so 4, sometimes 5 a month, plus whatever else I decide to bring you as well. Now, for your money and materials, the 10 of Wands, literally, especially with the Judgment card, this week it looks like you are releasing a financial burden, something that has been a hard taskmaster on your back, you are literally letting go of. It could also be as well that where somebody has given you financial information, insight, knowledge or assistance, but it hasn't actually helped or been right, there's a possibility that some of you could seek and get some form of compensation. That's possible. But for a lot of you, I feel like this will be that you're like settling or getting rid of a debt. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your lower back and your spine. And there's a double up of that message, right? So I will say, really look after your lower back this week. And for those of you that have had or have problems or money issues, etc., this might even be heightened for you guys. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but watch out for that. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, a lot of the times this card shows up as a move. So it's possible that some of you, maybe the trip that you're taking, Maybe the trip down memory lane is you really starting to figure out, like, do I want to go back home? Do I want to go back to a place that I feel like is home to me? When it comes to your home as well and your home and environment, the Ten of Wands is asking you to get really serious about the help that you have on securing the home. Whether this is, you know, you get someone in to redo the locks on the doors, right the way through to, you know, you have a look at what's possible through your home equity and all of those things, right? This is going to be a week of very big changes and adjustments. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.